Good morning everybody, still morning here. This video is just a disclaimer, I'll let you know right now. This is sponsored by Friendly Fish Feeds. Okay, great Australian company. Because what I'm going to be talking about today is, I've just got this in, I've actually got double the amount, I've already separated some of it out. What I need to talk about today is not only the company and the food, which we want to support Australian stuff anyway, so we want as much manufactured here as we possibly can get. But I want to talk about the food and how I feed it to my fish. And a lot of it, I'm a stickler for sinking pellets with fancy goldfish, especially if you've got koi, you've got which is actually legal in South Australia. We haven't got koi anyway, but you shouldn't have, or shubunkins, single tail common fish. They can take floating, that's no fine. They don't seem to have a bloat problem as much as fancy goldfish. As we know, fancy goldfish are very stunted, and that's why I steer clear of the real stunted versions, like more like an elongated body, but that's for another video. But what I want to talk about is each side's goldfish. Like obviously range from tiny little baby goldfish to what could you say, rather extra large. So while I'm here, I think I'll get a little scoop of some of the smaller stuff so we can see. So these will be some yumbao fish, yumbao. Alright, so I'm going to show you properly in a minute, but there's one a little bit bigger one in there. Normally I'll take them out because the more advanced ones will eat more and they get in front of the other ones. So I'll take that one out, but there's, for their age, some normal sized ones in there, and I'll show you the appropriate food for those. So I'm probably going to have to grab hold of that camera very shortly. They have different size ranges. Get onto their website, Friendly Fish Feed, and they've got a great website there. They've got a whole range of food. I haven't got it now. I've seen misplaced it around here somewhere. They've also got a Pleco pellet, and I use mobs of that. In fact, I'm going to have to order some more of that. So now they do have some different sizes. Those people that need bigger pellets, probably if you're New South Wales, can have koi, I think, and in Western Australia, I think that's right. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I'm sure you will. But what I deal with mainly is 3 mil, 2 mil, 1 mil, 0.5, and they gave me this to review. You can see this is tiny sinking little pellets. Now I'm sure, I don't know if you can see, just like little ant eggs in the corner. They look that small. Now this is 0.04, 0.06 fry food, right? Now I'm going to test that out, and you're going to see me test that out. It says it's sinking. Now to get little tiny pellets like that to sink would be hard. So we're going to test that out and see if that works. Obviously, better review on that will come in a couple of weeks after I've tried it a bit. I'm hoping that it's something that even so it says sinking, that I can like sprinkle on top lightly and the Maduckas can eat, and then hopefully I can just a little bit more forceful and then it will sink for the baby goldfish. Now, the baby goldfish that I showed you in here, obviously this is some of the food there. That's going to be great for them at that size. So at the moment we all know frozen bloodworms, Daphnia, the list goes on. It's gone through the roof, really. The price is ridiculous. So I make my own powder food, but after powder food, you've got to be trying to go to Daphnia or something like that. The powder food I mix up with like a micro food. So this is the intermediate, so it gets to 0.05 will be great. So if this can pick up the slack of that, you know, dropping off half the amount of frozen food that we need. But be careful, we all know there is great protein in Daphnia and brine shrimp, bloodworms, so you don't get that out of your diet altogether. But this stuff, if this goes as good as I think it is, and it goes as good as every other product I use from them, well, I would say that this will be fantastic. It'll be a lot cheaper buying this, I kid you not, than buying frozen food. If at that size that they are now, which as I said, we'll get the camera where we better look now, that will be unbelievable, and I'd really appreciate it, I tell you. So I'll be definitely buying some of this if it works out the way I want it to. So what I want to do is, also want to talk about, because of the bloating problem with fancy goldfish, if you look at a fancy goldfish and it's big, and you think, oh Jesus, I've got to give it big food, that in itself is a bit of the issue. So if I've got a fish that some people think, oh, that's going to take 3 mil, I'll give it 2 mil. I come a size down. Hard to digest if something that's too big, not hard to digest something that's small. So I'm going to take that camera and we're going to go for a little walk around. I'm going to show you these sizes here first, and then we're going to go for a little walk around, and I'm going to show you the size of the fish to the size of the pellet. I've got a couple of bigger fish out at the moment, so we're probably going to do the higher end first, so I can tip them back, because they don't want to be in the buckets that I've put them in anyway. Alright, so without further ado, I'm going to grab this, and we're going to go for a little wander. Now this is the food right here. Now that's your 3 mil pellet there. 2, 1, 0.5, and that little one there, it's nearly a micro food. Look at that. That's that one right there. Alright, so these are the size fish I'm talking about, that if we can, you know, geez, even hard to pick up, you know, drop that in there and they can nibble away at that age, that will be a massive plus, I tell you. Oh, they just I'm going to put them back in under there. A few of them are starting to get a little bit bigger, need to come out. And I said that's another story, another video, another day. So they're the 5. As I said, they've got other sizes. These are the 5 that I'll be looking at using. I use 4 of them now, but I'm sure I'm going to be using this smaller stuff now too. So 2 mil and 3 mil. Now I'll put one of these in my hand. That's a good size. So we want a good sized fish to be eating that. So that's why I feed them to my black moors. Now, if you can have a look at the size of this black moor that's in there, that is bloody huge. Now I've got a heap of them in here, breeders. They get 3 mil food, and occasionally they get a little bit of 2 mil as well. Alright? So that's the type of fish that I'm looking at giving 3 mil food to. Alright? So we come the next size down. This is a beautiful Aranda. She's have a look at that. Now, she gets fed on Frenzy Fish Feed. So if you're talking about colouring, look at the colour there. So she gets fed on it. She gets 2 mil that size. Alright? Look, that you go in there. So that's the size we're looking for, 2 mil food, people. Alright? We don't want swim bladder. We want to keep swim bladder away. Now, I don't have many issues with swim bladder anymore. And probably a lot of it is this food that I'm feeding. Right. Now, we've talked about the 2 mil. I mean, we can pop around. So we're talking, they very rarely get 3 mil, but there are some big fish. Like, there's some big butterfly telescope in here, and there's yumbow, good sized yumbow goldfish. They're down deep there a bit. No, they're coming up. So they all get the 2 mil. Alright? Probably could handle 3, but I believe 2, one size down, makes it a lot easier. So now we're going to be looking at the 1 mil and the 0.05. Now, obviously, if you're talking a 5 centimetre goldfish, they'll be taking the 1 mil. Here's a prime example. There's your big swordtails, 1 mil. Adult rosy barbs, 1 mil. Crimson rainbows, empire gudgeons, 1 mil. Alright, this is my opinion. If you go, no, I prefer to do something else, you do that, that's fine. I'm just telling you. Now these ones here, they're probably fine with 1 mil, but they get a bit of 0.05 too, because Rummy Nose haven't got big mouths, and there's some beautiful Bosmanai rainbow fish in there, and one lonely platy that should not be in there, sunset, that should be out in the pond area. Right, next, the 0.05. Absolutely, I breed guppies like they're going out of fashion. As you can see, they live on 0.05, people. It is perfect. I'm not sure what they say on their website, what size fish to be feeding it to or anything like that. Get on and have a look yourself. But this is what I recommend. 0.05. Now, Madaka rice fish, 0.05. Now this is when it starts to get a little bit tricky. When they start to get this size. And this is where you got to be using a lot of Daphnia and stuff like that. So, hence, this is when we're going to come along and we're going to give the new size a run. So, I don't want to make a mess with this because so they didn't give me a hell of a lot to start with, but enough to review, that's fine. I appreciate it. So, what we're going to do, we're going to do the sinking test. So first up they say it sinks. Well, we're going to find out. Look at that. Tick on the sinking. Now the next thing is, I'm going to put it in here and I'm going to put it in slowly. And I want to know, does it float? Because if it floats and not sink all the time, look at that. If you don't want to go hard on it, look at that, it'll float and they'll just pick it up from the top. Because there's a lot of top feeders like your guppies and stuff like that, like the top feed. So, a little bit firmer, it sinks. Just place it in nice and it will float. How perfect's that? Hey? That's already a plus so far. As I said, we'll get a good look. I've got some real young goldfish down in here. They're Arandas, they're Yumbow. I've got a heap out in the pond area out there. We've got Arandas in here, the Yumbows in here, more Yumbows in here. They've been going great guns. So that's a little overview. Well, not so much of an overview, that's a good look at what I do, how I feed my fish, what sizes I use. Now, Frenzy Fish Feed, obviously, they've got everything you need there. Alright, now there's also a code that I'll put in the description down the bottom. It's GHOST10 for 10% off. Please visit their website, have a look. Somebody's going to get a nice feed now, so I'll be able to tip all this in. There you go. Got rid of that. Alright, yeah, so remember to like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell for the next one, and you'll be able to see in a couple of weeks. I'll do a review on how that smaller stuff's went. But yeah, get onto their website, have a look, get yourself 10% off, and I reckon that covers most things today. I'll see you in the next one. We'll see you later.